When we stay locked into a state of being always on, which doesn't necessarily mean that we're permanently on our phones, permanently on our laptops, connected to electrical devices, TVs and screens, although that has something to do with it. It really is that state of really redlining through our lives, where we really wear out our energy and resilience to the point that we have the bounce and the sort of resilience of a flat tire, all thud and no spring. For too long, many of us have driven our energies throughout the day as a constantly increasing upward straight line, rather than really embracing that natural energy flow that really supports us throughout the day, which is really a natural sound wave where we rise up when we need to deliver at our best and really make sure that we're, delivering and performing and doing our best work. But then we should be dropping down, even during the course of a day, to be able to regenerate that energy, restore ourselves, take a breath, to be able to allow our brains to process that that's done and we're moving on to the next thing. So we need to tune into that natural flow of energy that really supports us every day as we flow throughout the day, rather than just redlining towards the end of the day where we eventually collapse in a heap. And so we really have to find a way that says, as soon as we've accomplished a task during the day, how do we create that micro break? How do we create that pause to be able to dip back down and regenerate, whether it be going and grabbing a cup of tea, walking outside, taking some deep belly breaths. I love to also, inhale a few drops of an essential oil. If you don't have a touch roller at hand, I often just say put a drop or two in the palm of your hands, rub them together, and just inhale. You become almost like a human diffuser, but it really just helps your body just take your nervous system back down for a little bit, create that pause before you move back and flow back into delivering some of your best work. We then also have to create a full stop at the end of the day to really help us say, right, okay, work is done. It's time now to really sort of move into a different space where our body starts to exhale and prepare for that nighttime routine. We'll eventually sleep and rest and regenerate. And how do we really architect a day that supports us in our energy and resilience, so that we can really approach situations in a way that is calm and centered and grounded in ourselves, where we can deliver our best work? When we live in that state of being always on, permanently redlining our energy throughout the day and sometimes throughout the week, clinging on for a weekend, or even worse, waiting for that mythical holiday that seems too far in the distance, we wear ourselves out to the point that we become so tightly strung. We are reactionary to everything that comes into our space. I often say that everything feels like it's happening up close and personal right here, as opposed to slightly removed from you, which is how it normally happens when your nervous system has that resilience, that flow, where it can dip down and rest and recover after a state of high performance. When we have that ability to not have everything happening up close and personal, it's amazing how we can almost see those stresses coming. We can choose how we're going to react. That feels so much more easeful for us as a person, for us as a human. But can you imagine how it also impacts everyone else around us? When we're reactionary and everything is happening up close and personal, that leaky energy almost contaminates everyone else around you. It rubs off on everyone else in your environment. And if you've been reactionary, triggered, and anxious and overwhelmed, all of a sudden that energy has landed on everyone else and really transferred to them and impacted their days and how they're showing up. So this is really our opportunity to really understand and check in with our energy flow during the day. Really call out the glorification of busy and look at finding a new way, a new flow with our energy every day.